the lake, a museum, or your favorite state park. Or head off to a local town that you've always wanted to explore. There's more than ever to discover inside our state's borders. Get inspired at arkansas.com. Seek more in Arkansas.
For the time of your life, make it Fairfield Bay this summer on Greers Ferry Lake. 40,000 acres of one of the cleanest, clearest lakes in the nation. Enjoy kayaking, canoeing, boating, and fishing, or rent your fun at Fairfield Bay Marina. Enjoy 2 outstanding golf courses, 3 swimming pools, miniature golf, bowling alley, hiking, biking, and over 90 miles of trails for the ultimate in ATV fun. Stay the night or the weekend at Cobblestone Inn and Suites with a spa and restaurant. Visit fairfieldbay.com for more.
So is everybody excited for Father's Day on Sunday?
Very proud to be your son.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day this Sunday.
How do you want to celebrate?
Make Father's Day cards.
Happy Father's Day.
Are you the father?
You are the father.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Make sure you wish your father a happy Father's Day.
It's showtime.
Wake up!
Oh, my God.
Stop. Are you okay over there?
No.
Come on, a little father figure for you?
No. We just wrapped up. We just wrapped up our segment over here about people conning you on social media. Hey, baby, I've seen your profile picture hot. And then we go into father figure.
You know,
that song does not mean what you think it means.
No, it does not. Unless you're thinking what it means, and then it means exactly what you're thinking it means.
Yeah. See, and I was sitting there listening to...
how's that for a tap dance act, though, okay? I mean, really.
And I'm sitting there listening to John Anderson, or jamming out to John Anderson.
Right, yeah.
You know, just a swinging. And I'm thinking, the only Charlotte I even know is Charlotte Oliver Young.
Well, yeah, I mean, and she's sweet.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, you
feeling love all the way down to your toes with Miss Charlotte?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm thinking,
you want to be her father figure?
No. Cheese and rice, dude. I'm trying to fit food into this because, they got, they're frying up chicken.
I see.
And I'm thinking, if there's food involved, I don't mind swinging on the front porch.
I'm thinking Miss Charlotte probably knows how to cook up some fried chicken.
But I also want to make it clear what I'm talking about with swinging. I'm not talking about that golfers group.
That is Doc Bryce at YesRadioWorks.com.
The guys who also had their convention with us over there at the Little Tree, or the Double Tree in Little Rock.
Well, hey, what happens at the Double Tree stays at the Double Tree. Okay?
It's like, when they're having a swingers convention over there, it's like, wait a minute. And then you see a bunch of guys wearing goofy outfits.
Right,
and Argyle socks. It's like, hey, you can't wear those cleats. You can't wear those cleats in here.
You better put that putter away, sir.
Yeah, it's not what that's not.
This show is going downhill. Right.
It's all in context. The sign just did not really sell what was going on.
You didn't think it didn't quite convey what they were trying to get across.
Right. Because I wasn't sure. Are we talking about golfers, or are we talking about people who invest in the market? Because those are also swingers. They call it swing trading.
Swing trading. Yeah.
I'm confused. Is it financial or is it golf?
Hey, look, it's Carrie Weatherford, everybody.
Oh, thank goodness she's here to save us.
We're talking about swingers, and in she comes.
Yeah, all right. Here to save us.
Shame on you.
Well, it wasn't me. It was him.
Oh, I got to tell her about my newfound sunlight.
Oh, your newfound sunlight.
Yeah.
Huh? You got a lot less shade than you used to, thanks to the fine folks over at JDC Tree Service.
Yes, and they did such a fine job when they came out, too. You should see the work that they do. My goodness.
You took that tree down without any issues, huh?
Dude, they don't play. they saw the tree, and they were standing on the ground. They looked up at it and go, uh-huh. And then they looked over at the other guy, right? And the other guy looked at them and was like, and the other one was like, And then next thing you know, and then the tree's coming down.
Yeah, well, and none of it fell on the house.
And none of it fell on the fence.
Well, that's a bonus.
We don't need the neighbor's dog and my dog, crossing over. But
I'm afraid there's enough of that going on already. So,
but they brought out some heavy machinery and stuff, and they got in there, did the job, and they were gone.
Well, JDC Tree Service has that new 90-foot bucket truck.
Oh, is that how tall that thing is?
Yes.
I called it
up
a cherry picker.
90 feet. That's one heck of a tall cherry
Yeah.
that they can pick.
Yeah, because they had no problem getting that thing in my backyard.
Oh, no, and that was from the front yard, man. They reached over the house.
Oh, no, they even drove the truck in the backyard, too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I was looking at that. I was like, wow, I didn't realize my gate was that wide.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
Oh, and a big shout-out to Vic, too.
All right, did Vicky help you out some?
No, Vicky did an awesome job. You missed it.
What I missed?
The retirement party for Judge Foster.
I did miss that. I've got some other things going on, but yeah.
Yeah, Vic did a great job. It was punch and cake and everything, and of course her team and all that put that together, and she emceed it and stuff, and brought people up and down to talk.
Did Vic do the hokey pokey?
No, she didn't do the hokey pokey, but they sure were encouraging Foster to get up on the table and dance.
Woo! Did they pull out dollar bills?
We got close.
Yeah.
Well, he needs money for retirement.
There is that. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
So shout out to Vic. She did a great job, and her team as well. The other girls out there, they did a great job, and it was a fun event.
So the judge doing the pole dance thing, huh?
Well, yeah, he's got that cane. See, I mean,
right,
he can pull it off.
So there you go. All right.
So congratulations to Judge Foster.
On that note, it's time for the round table. Probably should have started that 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, not the swinging table, the round table.
No, the round table, baby. Brought to you each and every weekday morning by my buddies, my pals, my friends out at the Flaming Pig Barbecue. Flaming Pig always there when we need them for a fundraiser or anything along those lines. So if you need an event catered or something along those lines, then by all means, go ahead and call them up. The number to dial, 818-5984. Show some love back to the Flaming Pig. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You tearing up? I need to go back to father figure for you?
You're fine.
All right.
Okay.
Just double checking on you, little buddy. SAU Tech. Remember, for a career in higher education or just to get higher education, SAU Tech offers a 4-year college experience with a 2-year thing, right?
Yeah.
And you can transfer your stuff, right?
Yeah, one of those piece of papers.
Yeah.
You need that piece of paper to show everybody you are competent.
You can do stuff and things.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you can't do stuff and things without that piece of paper.
Nope. You got to have go Rockets. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, go fighting Rockets.
Yes. St. John's Place and Washington Nursing and Rehab. They're the choice for all of your rehabilitation and long-term care needs, providing award-winning short-term therapy services too. Call them up in Fordyce, 870-352-2104. In Camden, 870-836-4111. First Choice Family Care, 476 Hospital Drive. Dr. Jerrication Smith and staff there to help you work out whatever you need to work out, man. I mean, she's a good doctor. She's my doctor. She kept me alive. God knows what she can do for you. Check her out online, myfirstchoicecare.com. Get you a new patient packet. Call them up, 870-800-9002. OCMC's Chemical Dependency Unit, they'd like me to remind you that you're not alone. It can be a struggle getting through addiction. Getting better is not easy. All right? It was all too easy to get into that situation. Getting better going to take you more than a minute. Get the help you need. I don't care where you get it, but get the help you need somewhere. If you want the professional help, all calls are confidential, 870-836-1289, 1-800-232-1289. We are brought to you by Stories Floor and Carpet, bringing you dependable service before and after the sale. Financing is available with approved credit at Stories Floor and Carpet. They've also got cleaning products for your flooring. I mean, they can handle it all. Stories Floor and Carpet, 2004 Lorraine and El Dorado, dial 870-862-9446. We are brought to you by Everybody's Antiques down in El Dorado. 120 booths, 31,000 square feet to explore. And you know what they got? Man, they have got the stuff Dad loves.
Boat carpet.
No, we're at the antique store now.
Oh,
keep up, man. I mean, come on, dude, work with me here. No, they've got sports memorabilia and all sorts of neat stuff for Dad's man cave.
Oh, I like man cave. Man cave needs boat carpet.
Man cave good. Well, and you never know. You could find boat carpet at Everybody's Antiques. I'm not saying it's out of the realm. I'm just saying
anything's possible.
You probably prefer that to be new when you buy it. Used boat carpet? Ew.
Ooh.
All right. Cabin Rural Health Services. They are a private nonprofit corporation developed to provide affordable care to meet the primary medical and dental care needs of the residents in 8 counties of rural South and southwestern Arkansas. For more information, visit their website, cabun.org, or call 798-4299. And we are brought to you by Mitch Lowe's Body Shop, auto body and collision repair, framework, glasswork, and refinishing. If it's an accident, Mitch Lowe can help you get through that mess, too. Enough said, man. If you find yourself in the ditch, just call Mitch. Mitch Lowe's Body Shop, 837-2560. We got to get through this real quick break and all of that stuff. But you guys hang out because we have got Carrie Weatherford in the house. Stay tuned.
It's time to check the Radio Works South Arkansas Community Bulletin Board.
Grace Baptist is having Vacation Bible School Monday through Thursday, June 27th through 30th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. 4 years to 6th grade. Kids will get creative juices flowing at Spark Studios, exploring their artistic side in Bible Study Studio, Crafts Design Center, Music Soundstage, and Missions Workshop. Discovering creativity is a gift from God. Grace Baptist Church, 1505 California in Camden. Call 836-5382. Register online at gracebaptistcamden.org.
Good Friday morning, boys and girls. We're expecting sunny skies throughout the day. Temperature should reach near 96 with heat index values as high as 103. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and an overnight low near 75. For Saturday, isolated showers and thunderstorms late. Should be mostly sunny throughout the day, though, with temperatures near 95. Saturday night, clear skies and 72. For Juneteenth, Sunday, sunny and 94. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ.
Local sports update.
Hello, sports fans. With a look at local games and scores, I'm Kelly Blair. The College World Series gets underway today at Omaha, Nebraska, with 2 games to open things up. After Texas A&M takes on Oklahoma at 1 p.m. today, Texas will face Notre Dame at 6 p.m. tonight. Arkansas will play the first game of Bracket 2 on Saturday at 1 p.m., followed by Ole Miss and Auburn facing off at 6 p.m. Saturday night. Both brackets will continue double elimination play through the rest of the week, working their way to a best-of-3 championship series for the national championship. Connor Nolan will start Arkansas's Saturday opener against number 2 seed Stanford, a designation he has earned as the staff ace for the University of Arkansas. But after that, it's anybody's guess who the Razorbacks will trot out to the mound in either a relief role or as a starter. Even Arkansas coach Dave Van Horn admitted Thursday after the Razorbacks practice session at Charles Schwab Field that the pitching selections were up in the air and starters would be listed as, quote, to be announced. When Van Horn was asked about the uncertain nature of his starting and relieving roles this late in the season and whether he remembered this kind of situation before, he replied the Diamond Hogs had never had to do it this way in the past. Late season moves have seemed to reinvigorate the staff, however. Nolan's past 2 starts have resulted in wins over Grand Canyon and North Carolina. Smith moved into the bullpen and served as a left-handed closer during a win at Oklahoma State and North Carolina, and right-hander Will McIntyre has made 3 starts in the past 4 weekends. The mixing and matching makes the Razorbacks somewhat unpredictable for opponents in Omaha. The Cardinal and the Diamond Hogs will meet on Saturday at 1 p.m. in the first round of the College World Series, and that game can be heard on Fox Sports Camden 97.1 FM with pregame coverage starting at 12:30. That'll wrap it up for now with your sports update. I'm Kelly Blair. I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is sports.
Good morning, South Arkansas. It's time for the Ouachita River Report for Friday, June 17th. Starting out with the river in Camden, the current gauge reading is 24.79 feet. Flood stage is 26 feet. Arkadelphia is currently at 10.69 feet. Flood stage is 17 feet. Flood warning remained in effect until further notice at Thatcher Lock and Dam. The current gauge reading is 81.17 feet. Flood stage is 79 feet. The river there is expected to rise to a crest of 81.2 feet this morning. And finally, at Morro Bay State Park, the gauge reading is 78.4 feet. Flood stage is 82 feet. Please remember that rivers are inherently dangerous places to recreate. The water can be high and swift, making staying in control a real challenge. Logs and rocks, both visible and hidden, pose navigation risks. Rivers are dynamic systems that change constantly. If you are on the river this weekend, please use caution. Reliability of this forecast is based on current and forecasted river and weather conditions from the National Weather Service in Little Rock. Alrighty, we are back on the Roundtable. Good morning, Doc Bryce.
Oh, good morning.
Boy, you sound worse than Pepe Le Pew. You sound creepy.
But of course. Oh, thank heaven for little girls.
So, Doc got a little more sunlight in his yard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. You know, he had this really, really nice shade tree right outside his bedroom window. It
And
kinda
both ends of the
encompassed
house.
both
Yeah.
windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shade tree was huge. So it shaded both windows on the back corner of the house.
Okay.
How's that tree doing now, Doc?
What tree?
Expound.
There is no tree. The tree is gone.
So how are you adjusting to all the light coming in the windows and?
It's awfully bright in the house.
Bet it is.
But now I've got all this dirt that's never had seen light before.
Mm-hmm.
So now that means that I got some nakedness in my yard that's showing.
Doc, we really didn't need you to go that way. All right.
Well, I keep my blinds
closed.
closed. I keep my blinds
Keep
closed.
you closed, not according to your neighbors.
You've been out polling about how he keeps dressed.
No, they stopped me in Walmart. They said, will you please tell Doc Bryce to shut his curtains? And I have to look at him and say, well, hey, joke's on you. He ain't got no curtains.
And they tell you to tell me to empty my mailbox, too.
They do that as well. You know, the mailman that services Doc Bryce's mailbox also services mine on the other side of town. And he's like, well, at least you empty yours. Doc don't ever touch his. I'm like, yeah, you sure that's Doc? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, on a technicality, see, if I don't touch the mail, I never got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it works that way, especially with the electric company.
Oh, that's all electronic. That's paperless. That's different.
Yeah, it's a good thing, huh?
Yeah. I do like having them lights and gas on and everything. No, but when it comes to the courts, see, they're just going to have to serve me. And if they serve me, they got to find me.
Yeah, well, that Doc Bryce, he's an elusive creature.
So you would think it'd be easy, right? I work at the radio station.
Yeah, well, until they come knocking, you know, if they look official and they say, we're here for Doc Bryce, we look at them and say, who? Ain't nobody here by that name.
Yeah, and it's what's funny.
I got nobody on payroll by that name.
And they're looking at me going, do you know who Doc Bryce is? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy, he don't work here.
Yeah, no. That guy, we can't get him to show up half the time. So, well, the good news about Doc Bryce's getting rid of his trees is now he's got more sunshine.
He's going to have more grass.
And more yard.
Well, he can make his summertime planting area now.
Yes, your summertime planting, if you wanted to do that. I don't know that I would do it right where a tree had been, but you will have more grass and probably some more weeds in that area because you're not going to have grass yet. So
Time to throw down some St. Augustine.
Okay, well, sounds good. That's right. Was St. Augustine the one you said you liked so much?
Yes, he's stupid.
Yeah, that's that good Texas grass. It feels really good up under your toes.
There's nothing wrong with St. Augustine.
And Kentucky bluegrass, I'm telling you, that's
no,
grass.
Man, St. Augustine even feels nice and cool up under your toes on a hot, hot day.
Yeah, whatever.
And you don't have to worry about stickers.
Might as well get lost in the triangle. Bermuda.
Yeah, I
you
get
see
it.
what I did there, huh?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I'm glad you said Bermuda because I wouldn't have got it. I don't catch on very quick a lot of times.
He said triangle.
I was working here.
Bermuda.
Okay?
Yeah. I don't like that Bermuda grass. It's got chiggers.
It's evil. Strange things happen in that grass. All right. So when you're picking out the place, you know, being Doc's not going to have that area to use, where should he plant his summertime garden?
Just plant his garden where you're going to get at least 6 hours of sun, preferably closer to 8 consistent hours of sun.
Oh, that's pretty much anywhere in his yard now.
Yeah, now you can get it no matter what.
We got rid of all his trees. Okay.
Now I got all day sun. Even my magnolia's gone.
Hey,
yeah, that thing had to go.
Oh, your magnolia tree?
Yeah.
Oh, it had to go.
Oh my gosh, they're one of my favorite trees.
Yeah, all the way up until they start dropping them leaves.
Now that's pretty bad.
And they drop them leaves like 11 months out of the year.
They do.
And they're big leaves too.
Right?
Their flowers are so pretty.
Oh,
Their
yeah,
flowers
they're
are
so pretty. Yuck.
You know, it was that magnolia tree that whole savage thing happened in my backyard that just left me standing there in awe, and the dogs looking at me like, what just happened? Because that was where that dove was up in the tree, and that hawk come out of nowhere and picked up dinner on the way home. I mean, knocked that pigeon out of the tree, or it was a dove, but knocked the dove out of the tree, clawed it, and then carried it off.
Well, he was
Feathers
hungry.
were everywhere. And it's like, what? It's like,
it's
what National
nature,
Geographic Explorer thing just happened back here? I live in the city, not the savage county.
Birds still live there. They got to eat.
You're in the middle of the national forest there, Boudreaux.
It's like the hawk. I guess Hawk checked in and had to pick up something for dinner. Decided dinner.
Mrs. Hawk said, "You better not come home empty-clawed." Okay.
I think what I get out of that story, the funniest thing is he says the dog looked at him like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
What was that?
Me and the dog are staring at each other like, what? I've never seen anything like that in the city.
6 to 8 hours of sun is a minimum for your summertime garden, huh?
Yes, definitely 6 to 8 hours of sun. Probably closer to the 8 hours, depending on what you're wanting to plant. But one of the reasons I would not plant it there is, Doc, did you have the tree, the stump ground?
No, the stump's still there.
Okay, so that right there is reason enough. Just FYI, anytime you have a tree cut down, as that tree starts to degrade, you're going to find that, and it will likely be quite a while for you, Doc, but as the roots start to degrade, it leaves a lot of organic matter in the soil, a high concentration of organic matter, and you have a good potential to have mushrooms in that area where the roots are. So that's something to be aware of.
Oops, time to start spraying the diesel now.
Dude, shrooms. Shrooms.
Oh my gosh,
man, we can get some
no, you can't
cash, man. I mean, I'm talking a side hustle.
No, you can't eat those, man. Those will kill you.
I'm not going to eat them.
Oh yeah, I never touch the
figured
product.
we'd run around to the grocery store and sell them.
Yeah, ABC, man, always be closing.
Yeah, there you go.
Just don't touch the product.
Right.
You don't use what you sell.
Rubber gloves.
Yeah.
The Arkansas Extension recommendation for mushrooms that you
make
find
sure you put them in the right baggies. That's what the extension office says. Right?
Do not eat them at all, because there are too many locally that can look just like something that's edible that's not. And
this is not the place for shrooms, huh?
No.
No?
I wouldn't be cutting them up, putting them on your pizza.
No.
Not in a salad, neither?
No, not these guys.
What about with your green eggs and ham, Sam?
No, because those mushrooms are a very special kind of mushroom, and they're grown a special kind of way too.
Yeah, in poo-poo.
In trays, of all things.
Yes. Well, I mean, whatever.
They don't really grow up out of the ground.
Carrie's over here. Dude, how did we get on shrooms? You brought it up.
Yeah, I did. No, it's not how did we get on shrooms. I'm just laughing at.
I saw a thing
really
on the History
neat.
Channel.
Mushrooms are really cool. I mean, how people grow, how they're grown, and
mushrooms are a living organism, right?
They're a fungi.
They are a life form.
They're a fungi.
They're a fungi. They're fungus.
They're fun guys.
Yeah, boy, over there, they got them hats. They're so goofy.
Not all of them have the same kind of hat either. Mushrooms are really cool because if
like
you really
humans,
get into,
they wear a lot of different hats.
They do. They do. They get into a lot of different things. It's really cool to see. Mushrooms I've read a little bit about it or seen a little bit about it during some programs that I've been a part of, and they're really cool. So yes, you can actually plant mushrooms, and we do have some information on how to do that. Although, it's got to be like the right kind of mushrooms, and you've got to. Anyway, back to the garden thing. Let's move right back onto that.
So we need a good garden to plant the right mushrooms.
Well, you're not going to plant mushrooms in an 8-hour sun garden, though. That I'll tell you that for sure. You're not going to plant them with that much sun, because that's going to dry them out. You're going to have moist soil.
Well, we can't water them all the time and grow the right mushrooms. And
I don't think so. Not sitting in that
way?
big a sunny area. I mean, you could keep them. You could grow mushrooms. There are ways to grow certain kinds of mushrooms, but not in a garden type setting. So
okay.
But yeah.
Well, they got similar DNA to humans, so I mean. Yeah, that's according to Wiki.
Yeah. I don't.
You believe it or not, the genetic composition of mushrooms is actually more similar to humans than plants.
Oh,
so
okay.
mushrooms have
so
feelings.
It's saying fungus. That is not what that says.
Well, it says, are mushrooms human? And it says, well, sort of.
Did you type in, are mushrooms human?
Well, I mean, it's right there. Are mushrooms human? See?
Okay.
And next one is, are they immortal? So you can't kill them either.
Sometimes it feels like that.
They're like Connor McLeod from the Clown McLeod.
Have you ever picked a mushroom and looked underneath, like when it's got the ones that have the tent on top?
Are you kidding me? I slice and dice them puppies about 10 times a week.
Okay, so when you look at that underneath, the part that you're talking about, that's where the spores are, and it's full of spores. I'm
here to tell you, you try to wash that stuff out, man, it's nasty.
Well, and those spores are similar, or what you might consider, I mean, for somebody who's having trouble grasping what a spore is, it's like a seed, but
it floats in the air.
It
and
does.
You can breathe it in, too.
You can. If it's the right kind of mushroom.
Do not go outside and sniff the mushrooms, okay? I'm just saying, don't do it.
Right.
They're chunky.
Yeah.
Snorting mushrooms, bad. All right, go ahead, Terry.
Yes, snorting mushrooms bad.
There you go.
Yes,
and
we
she's
can.
like, where in the
I
heck
can go
going
there
on?
with you for sure. As opposed to diesel in the yard, yes. Snorting mushrooms is bad.
Do you know mushrooms can also create their own little wind?
Mushrooms break wind.
Mm-hmm. They kind of do this little thing up under the.
Is that true, Carrie? Do mushrooms break wind?
I don't know that they break wind. I'm not sure on that.
It was something I saw, and because I was watching History Channel, and they were talking about mushrooms and stuff, and like farming mushrooms and all that. And one of the things they were talking about with mushrooms, they have like their own little cooling system. So underneath the hat, somehow they can generate wind underneath the little hat. I mean, it's not like you walk by a mushroom and it's like, whew, you're like, whoo, ooh, that was cool. No,
guess who dealt that one?
it's all part of it's all within the mushroom, the hat, and the stem. So it's a very small little kind of breeze thing that the mushroom does to help keep itself cool.
That sounds really cool.
It was.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave y'all flopping in the breeze on that one. Okay?
Well, I kind of want to go watch whatever he was watching because it sounds, I'm a science geek, so I love that kind of stuff. I think it's really neat. I would love to know the science behind something like that.
But supposedly that's how a mushroom keeps itself cool and everything so it doesn't get too hot. Because, like you said, they got feelings.
Well, they create airflow by allowing their moisture to evaporate. A mushroom is essentially doing less than nothing to protect its water from the elements.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's the science behind it, evaporation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it creates a little wind.
In answer to the question, do mushrooms break wind? Yes. Yes, they do.
That'd be kind of creepy if you're out in the woods and there's mushrooms out there, and all of a sudden you just hear that out of nowhere, and you're like, "Who was that?"
I mean, does a tree make a sound when it falls? All right. If you're not there, who knows? So, do we want to plant mushrooms?
I mean, if you want to, you can. But you're gonna have to order the right spores and make sure that you keep them separate.
You can't just be throwing mushrooms out in the yard, man.
Well, I'm working here, okay?
You're going to have the neighbors' kids hanging out in your yard.
And you're not growing wild mushrooms from your yard. You're not collecting spores from any mushrooms you find in your yard. You order these spores. You order the right kind.
Yeah, these
and
are
you
special
ensure
mushrooms.
That you're not
some
growing.
special mushrooms,
These
man.
are pizza. These are pizza mushrooms.
I picked up these special shrooms back in the 70s. Dude. Dude. Anyway. So what should we be planting in our summertime garden if we're not trying to get into the illegal mushroom trade?
Well, you can get into we're hot and we're dry. And so you're starting to get limited. A lot of people are starting to wait. Like, I'm personally going to wait to the fall. But you can put in some corn. You can put in, you can start thinking about some watermelon. Some pumpkin. You can be getting to your peppers. You can put some peppers in. They do really good in the heat.
Talking about like bell peppers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bell peppers are awesome.
They love the heat too. Okra loves the heat. The hotter you get, especially once you get into those 90-degree temperatures, a lot of your plants are going to grow slower. They're going to require more water, and they're not going to produce as well. Now, some of them will produce great, but they need to get to maturity, and you want to get them to maturity, but before it's too late, before you start getting too cool. So, depending on the time of maturity, but those are some things that are good to still put in the ground now. Is squash. You can be getting ready for pumpkins. Tomatoes, technically, you can put them in and you can plant them. They're not going to grow very good right now because we've hit those 90-degree days, and so that's just something. I've had a lot of calls on tomatoes lately, so those are some of the kind of things you're looking at right now. There's not, even though you can plant lots of things. I would definitely be planting them I wouldn't be planting them by seed at this point or young transplants. I'd be wanting to plant some of the larger transplants that have a good root base so that when you transplant them, you can be getting moisture to them quickly.
Okay. Now, in all seriousness, we were saying, an area that has a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of sun, if not more.
Right.
But we do want it to have some shade, right?
Some shade is not a bad thing at all because there's sun scald is such a thing. And if you have too much sun all the time, then you'll end up with that sun scald. You're also evaporating or boiling the water in the ground, and that's hard on your root system. And it's hard on keeping moisture into the soil as well. So having a little bit of shade is never a bad thing, but you do need that 6 to 8 hours of sun. A little bit more is not going to hurt. A lot more is really not going to hurt as long as you're able to keep that moisture and that they do have a break. So
okay. Should we use like soaker hoses, or how should we maintain the soil?
The best thing as far as moisture is concerned is going to be your irrigation. And it's drip irrigation is by far, in my opinion, the best route to go. You can do, as far as drip irrigation is concerned, you're putting a little, it's not outrageously expensive. There are cheap methods to go with that. They're not as good, but there are cheap methods and then there are higher methods. But you can put the water exactly where you need it to go. You can make sure that you don't have to overuse, and y'all, the price of everything is going up. So let's not spend more on our water. You can use less water. You can also prevent disease. We've talked about water sprays, hitting the soil and bouncing up and causing disease introduction to your plants. Well, if you're using drip irrigation, you're less likely to do that. If you use a soaker hose, that's a good method. As far as you're not spraying overhead on your plants, but you are still actually using those soaker hoses bubble up at the top, and they'll kind of spray a little bit. And so you have potential to get some more water on the base of your plants. And so that isn't always what we want to do, but it is a better method than spraying overhead. Spraying overhead would be my last recommendation. That would be if you don't have any other choices to spray overhead. And then when you do that, don't spray overhead at noon, y'all. Don't even do it at 11, not 10. You do it first thing in the morning.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, still pushing it, right?
4 o'clock when you start getting, so when you're not doing it in the middle of the morning to all afternoon, that's because it's so hot that you're going to burn, that water's going to burn your leaves.
Like a magnifying glass.
Right. But when you're doing, when you're watering in the evenings, when we're going to have warm nights, and you have that moisture that's not getting evaporated, that's great for mushrooms. It's fungus, and it's a feeding ground for bacteria as well. And so that's why we say earlier in the morning, not later in the evening.
Okay.
If you can't get out in the mornings, then the evening would be a better option than the middle of the day.
Okay.
If you're going to be doing overhead water, for sure.
Okay. Now, if they want advice on the best places for placement or whatever, and they want to give you a call, you can come out and give them that advice, right?
Yes, that's my job. I've had some people call, and they're like, well, I don't want you to have to come out. That's what I do. It's okay. Give me
The
a call.
state pays for her gas, okay? You know what I mean? So,
They do.
Yeah, they got deep pockets, too.
Well, yeah, when it comes out of my pocket.
Especially, you hear about that surplus they got on taxes this year?
$1.something
billion dollars? I think I'm paying too much. I think I'm paying my fair share and the governor's, too. Anyway, sorry, Carrie, you were saying?
Yeah.
Your job, right?
My job. I am here
federal
to help you
or
guys.
State employee.
State
thing.
employee.
Yeah.
State employee. But the cool thing, you all
running around on my dime. I got you.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So, yeah.
I am running around on your dime, and
may as well get your money's worth.
Exactly. I'm a huge proponent. I'm the first one to say that you are my employer, and with that being said, my job is to serve you. So if I can help you, let me help you. And
absolutely. So around 4:00 this afternoon, I need you to swing by the house. I want the grass cut and the hedges done.
Okay, I'm not the workhorse.
Oh,
I'm the
I see.
educator.
So much for serving me, huh? Okay.
Yes, my job is to serve you through education, research-based education.
Boy, she's like that teacher at school that you don't like. No, I'm teasing.
No, I'm your favorite teacher.
Well, she is. She is. I love you, Carrie. She come out to my house, and it was very informative. I got to learn a whole lot. And, she came out just, on a whim, too. So, she has nothing better to do. Call her up. She'll be there in 10 minutes. Right?
Not today. I've got
today.
kids today, sewing camp, so no. But anyway, yes, we will make arrangements to get out to you and get you taken care of, answer any questions that we can.
Well, it doesn't just have to be about gardening either, right? I mean, you guys have a pretty broad spectrum of expertise.
I wouldn't go so far as saying expertise, but we have access to the experts. But what I like to say that if it's not human and you can grow it, I can help you grow it or kill it. Okay, so that's grass, that's your tomatoes, that's your squash, that's your weeds.
Oh, I'm good enough at killing it.
That's your horses and your cows. They don't
stand a chance.
I can help you with that. If you harvest it, once it's harvested, or if it's human, my family and consumer science agent helps with it. So if it's canning, cooking, if it's child rearing, if it's financial, then that would be my family and consumer science agent. So we kind of do it all. Between the two of us, we can touch a lot of different things.
So if you're alive and you need somebody to come and be opinionative, call Carrie.
It won't be our opinion. It'll be research-based information.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, she's not judgy. All right. Thank
Not
you,
at
Carrie. The best way to get a hold of you?
870-231-1160.
And your office hours?
We are open from 8 to 4:30.
And where you at?
We're at 2760 Mount Holly Road in the same building as the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, if you come here to the radio station, I will point across the street.
Right, yeah.
At Carrie's, building, and I say it's on the other side of that building.
Yeah, exactly.
And because there's quite literally a building in between us.
Yes.
I mean, it's a good sized building, but
it is.
It's just a building.
Yes.
So absolutely, Carrie Weatherford from the Extension Office. If you need any advice or you've got any questions about your soil or anything along those lines, Carrie and her staff are there to help. If you've got questions about the canning or child rearing or something along those lines, maybe you just need a little advice. Give them a call. You would be amazed at what the Extension Office can actually do for you.
Yes, definitely.
See, she's smiling. She's like, you did that right. All right. Are you awake over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's all...
No, I'm sitting there looking at Facebook.
Right, whatever. All right, it is the Roundtable brought to you. You got anything else you want to harass Carrie about?
Oh, no, I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with that dark place over there where there's no grass. That's now all lit up.
Oh. Well, be patient. Spit out there a couple of times. It'll be all right.
Maybe I should water it down, get it all nice and damp.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, don't forget the starting a business doohickey. The Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center is going to be doing their thing on June 30th at 10 a.m. at NOPED.
Is that flow thing?
Yeah, that's that flow thing. Yeah, none of that flow. Flow that nut. Whatever.
None?
Flow none.
Is that how you remember her name?
Flow none. None of that
flows.
Yeah, well, there you go. Registration is required, 870-235-5033. If you've got questions for the doctor, you can always stop us, in Walmart. We love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We got no life or anything. Yeah, and the last person, thank you very much for stopping me. I forgot the light bulbs. That was all I went for.
How could you forget?
I was inundated with medical questions like I'm a doctor, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just play one on the radio. So, yeah. Anyway, the Roundtable brought to you each and every weekday morning by a bunch of people like the Flaming Pig Barbecue, 818-5984, SAU Tech. Shop them online at sautech.edu. St. John's Place in Washington Nursing and Rehab. Online, stjohnsplaceofarkansas.com, washingtonnursing.com. First Choice Family Care, 870-800-9002, myfirstchoicecare.com. OCMC's Chemical Dependency Unit. All calls are confidential, 870-836-1289, 1-800-232-1289. Mitch Lowe's Body Shop. If you're in the ditch, just call Mitch, 837-2560. Stories Floor and Carpet. They've got more than just flooring. They can sell cleaning products for your flooring. 2004 Lorraine, dial 870-862-9446. Everybody's Antiques in El Dorado, 120 booths, 31,000 square feet to explore. Shop them online, everybody'santiques.com, or call 870-875-1444. And Cabin Rural Health. Learn more about what Cabin can do for you on their website, cabun.org, or call 870-798-4299. Flaming Pig Barbecue. Did I say them?
No,
well,
you just did.
If I didn't, I love them. 870-818-5984. Catering is available. Gary Weatherford, thank you so much for coming in, and we look forward to abusing you again next week.
Looking forward to it.
All right, guys and gals, we got to get through this top of the hour stuff. Y'all hang out. We'll be back.
News Talk 92, KBEU Bearden.
I'm sorry, can you clarify that last sentence for me?
That means the news and talk of South Arkansas on News Talk 92,